Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise, our honor, and our glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekakodash, and next double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of the great millstone who teach and who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety to all you sincere Akim. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether people hear or whether they forbear. All right, this lesson is going to be going into the topic of how the Lord is constantly sifting and marking people for judgment. All right. Okay, there's a clear separation. Just because you're an Israelite, you know you're an Israelite. Okay, doesn't mean that you're going to be saved. All right, as it tells you in Zechariah chapter 13, verses 8 and 9, okay, that the Lord is going to destroy 2/3 of the people. All right, so what happens if you're one of those 2/3? Okay, you're going to be sifted. All right, the Lord is, you're going to be offended at the word. You're going to fall out the camp, whatever it is, okay, or you're going to be a mocker, scoffer, however the Lord has you set, but you're not going to play that role of the elect, okay? So that's what I'm going to be going into in this short video. And I'm going to start off here in the book of Ezekiel, the 9th chapter. All right, I'm going to start at verse 3. Okay, it says, "And the glory of the God of Israel was gone up from the cherub," all right, which is a type of angel, "whereupon he was, to the threshold of the house. And he called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." Okay, and these are the prophets. All right, the prophets are the men that are sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right, the elect that is crying to the Lord continuously day and night. All right, as it says in Luke, the 18th chapter, all right, verses 7 and 8. Okay, so the angel is going through and setting that mark. Okay, in the Hebrew, that word mark is tawah. It means exemption. Okay, the mark of exemption. Okay, so you have certain people that, are being marked for exemption, and you got certain people that are being marked for judgment. Okay, the men that are sighing and crying, okay, Lord's will be that number, are those that are going to be marked for exemption. Now it says here in verse 5, "And to the others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite. All right, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary." Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Okay, so, all right, once again, the Lord is sifting. All right, certain people being marked for, exemption, for salvation, and certain people are being marked for judgment. All right. And, if you are one of those that is allotted as a 2/3, okay, one of the 2/3 that's going to be destroyed, okay, the Lord is going to sift you. All right. Just like in the parable of the sower. Matter of fact, we'll go ahead and go there next. All right. We'll go there next. Matthew, the 13th chapter. All right. So let's see. Matthew chapter 13, and I'm going to start at verse, Matthew chapter 13, and I'm going to start at verse 18. Okay, it says, "Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catches away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yet hath he not root in himself, but endureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by is he offended." Okay, so this is part of that sifting process. All right, the first example that we read, okay, you have people that come by the camp to hear the word, all right, but they don't understand because the Lord has blocked their understanding. Okay, we're going to get that next in Isaiah the 6th chapter. All right, the Lord, he doesn't want everybody to get it. So one of the ways that he sifts people is by blocking their understanding. All right, because otherwise, I'll go ahead and go there. We'll come right back. All right, Mark chapter 4 and verse 12. Okay, it says, bear with me. Okay, I'll start at verse 11. "And he said unto them, Unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of the Most High, but unto them that are without all these things are done in parables. that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand, lest at any time they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them. Okay, so the Lord purposefully blocks people's understanding. All right, and that's part of that sifting process. All right, that's the reason why it's up to the Lord's mercy. Okay, that we push and endure all the way into the end. Okay, continuing on, let's go back to Matthew the 13th chapter. All right, so as we read in the verse 19, okay, when one hears the word and understands it not, then cometh the wicked one. All right, who is that talking about? It's talking about Esau, and catches away that which was sown in his heart. How does he do that? Because like I said, you have guys that come by the camp, they hear the word, it hasn't fully taken root, they don't fully understand it, and then they may be excited to hear it, but then they start talking about it with family or friends, or other Christians or whatever, and they put, oh no, that's crazy, that's not the truth. All right, so the wicked one, Esau, all right, through his Christianity, which is really being operated by the spiritual demon Satan on the left hand side, has successfully sifted that person. Okay, so continuing on in verse 20, I'm gonna read it again. But he that received the seed in the stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it, yet hath he not root in himself, but endureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. Okay, these are the guys that, they come around. Okay, maybe they'll be around for a few months. Okay, everything's all good, but they're not really there for the right reasons. Okay, they're not really on fire for the Lord. Okay, that seed, was planted, but it wasn't put on good soil. It was put on a stony place. Okay, somewhere that the seed is not really able to take to take root. All right. So when tribulation comes, okay, that plant is plucked right up. All right, and we're gonna see a lot of that coming up in these next few months. All right, continuing on though, Matthew 13 and 22. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfaithful. Okay, so it's another example of someone being sifted. All right, they hear the word, but then it's kind of similar to the last example. They hear the word, but the cares of this life, okay, maybe they want to, have a career, or they just miss the old life that they had before they came into the truth, because, your life is going to get harder. Okay, if you're a single man, women ain't going to be hitting you up too much no more. If you got a woman, she may leave you. You may lose your job. Somebody report you. I mean, whatever. Anything could happen. Okay, or they just, like I said, they want to chase riches. They want to chase wealth. And what happens is they're going to be pulled out. Okay, they're going to be sifted. But he that received seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some in 100-fold, some 60, and some 30. All right, and that's what we hope to be. Okay, we hope to be those men that receive this word in good ground, and it takes root in us. And only really the Lord knows, who's who. All right, but that also bear fruit and bringeth forth some in 100-fold, some 60, and some 30. Okay, meaning that, you take what the Lord gave you, okay, and you multiply it. All right, you multiply. You go out there and, you preach and prophesy to others. Okay, you bring others to the truth. All right, let's go here to Isaiah 6, because I mentioned this earlier. Okay, the Lord, he doesn't want everybody to get it. All right, he's constantly sifting people. Okay, this is Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 9. Okay, it says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see you indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed. Okay, so the Lord, he purposely has blinded certain people. All right, once again, that's part of that sifting process. All right, verse 11. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. Okay, so pretty much they're not gonna realize the truth until that destruction comes, and there's no way around it. There's no way to deny it. All right, because most people they really don't believe in what we say. Okay, we tell them that the things are coming down the pipeline, but the cares of this life have choked the word out and made it unprofitable. Okay, in their lives. All right, but ultimately at the end of the day, man's goings of the Lord. Okay, it's really just, up to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai if he wants to bless you with the gift of faith is what it comes down to. All right. Let's go to the next chapter. All right. This is also how people get sifted. Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 13. Okay, it says, "Sanctify the Lord of hosts, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. And he shall be for a sanctuary," okay, that's a place of safety, "but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem." Okay, so a stone of stumbling means they're going to be offended. All right, they're going to be offended at the word. All right, verse 15, it says, "And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken, and be snared and be taken. Bind up the testimony and seal the law among my disciples." All right, so everybody's not going to get it. He said he binded it up, all right, which means to close it off, and he sealed it among his disciples. Verse 17, but this is the way that the elect is going to be thinking right here. It says, "And I will wait upon the Lord Yahweh that hideth his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him. Behold, I and the children whom the Lord hath given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel from the Lord of hosts, which dwelleth in Mount Zion." Okay, so the elect is going to, even though, it seems like sometimes, the Lord is not, he's always moving, but a lot of people, they have to have like physical evidence. They have to see a sign. They don't have the gift of faith to just believe, because that's what faith really is. Okay, faith is, hope in things that you have not seen. Okay, but ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a gift from the Lord. Okay, and if he doesn't want you to have it, you're not going to have it. You're going to be spiritually blinded to that. All right. But at the end of the day, okay, when we're out here preaching and prophesying, okay, people get marked. Certain people some get marked for judgment. Some are getting marked for salvation. We'll go ahead and get that next. All right, St. John 15 and 22. It says, "If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin." Okay, so if you didn't hear the gospel, you didn't hear the word, all right, and rejected it, okay, then maybe you would have been all right. But now that you've heard the word, okay, and you've actively rejected it, came against it, you've been sifted. Okay, the Lord has marked you for judgment. All right. Let's go here. We get a few more scriptures and get ready to wrap it up. Just something quick. All right, the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1 and verse 12. All right, and it says, "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem," all right, Yasharal, okay, the children of Israel, "with candles." All right, and those candles are the men, the prophets, "and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord would not do good, neither will he do evil." I'm going to get that in the NLT. All right, Zephaniah 1 and 12, New Living Translation. It says, "I will search with lanterns in Jerusalem's darkest corners to punish those who sit complacent in their sins. They think the Lord will do nothing to them, either good or bad." All right, so the Lord, okay, that's what he has us out there for. Okay, those lanterns, those candles, okay, that light is talking about the men, okay, the prophets. All right, we're out there, like I said, every time we're out there on the highways and byways preaching and prophesying, people are being marked. All right, and I'm going to close out with this last scripture, okay, which is the scripture that is the inspiration for this lesson. In the book of Amos, chapter 9 and verse 8, it says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord." All right, let's go ahead and get the next verse. Amos 9 and 9. It says, "For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth." All right. So when he says he's going to sift, he means he's gonna grab up the elect. All right. That corn, okay, that least grain that's not going to fall upon the earth is talking about the elect. Okay, he's going to gather them from all nations, and the rest that were marked for judgment are going to be left here to be destroyed. As it says in the next verse, Amos 9 and 10, "All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us." All right, so just something quick. All right, pretty much going into the sifting process, how the Lord is constantly sifting and marking people for judgment. All right, so if you're feeling weak, just pray, stay diligent. I pray that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, puts that fire back on you. Okay, so that, you stay fervent in the spirit for this truth. All right, because the last thing you want to be is sifted. All right, so I'm going to close out with that. Lord's will is edifying. As always, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. And until next time, Shalom.